Hello, welcome to Sunday Chat with Nick. Yes, November 13, my birthday. Happy birthday to me, and thank you everybody for all the well wishing. Uh, Dr. Van Chilla, Morning Midwest Comic Man. Uh, Thank you for everyone that wished me happy birthday on my Facebook page. All that stuff. Yes, the big 5-0. Luckily, health wise, I feel pretty good. Nothing other than maybe 10 pounds heavier compared to my big 40. That really is the only big differences. Um, the one thing that is breaking down more now that I am older is my teeth. I have pretty good teeth. They might not be movie star perfect, but I only have um, one root canal and one crown, okay, and one filling, okay, which is pretty darn good for a kid, for this kid that didn't come to America until I was 13 years old. So, uh, good genetics has helped my teeth, but as I'm getting older, I'm cracking my teeth. In fact, this past week, I cracked a tooth from chewing on bone, something hard. It cracked, so I feel some nerve issues whenever I drink hot or cold things. So another trip to the dentist is required um, tomorrow, Monday, because it is bothering me right now once again. But it's a cracked tooth, not cavities, not anything, but the dentist said I crack it from old age. Teeth does age. Hello, Brooke. Thank you. Yes, all the gray hair. Yes, that's surprisingly. I am surprised that my hair is not whiter. Okay, I can tell you, I got my first white hair in college. That's how quick I remember seeing my first white hair, first few strand here and there, as early as when I was 19 years old or 20 in college, my sophomore year, I think. And my dad turned all white by the time he was 50. So this is kind of shocking that genetics didn't, So does it bother me? No, do I care? Not really. But um, oh, Brooke, if you're still there, I got your book. I opened it yesterday. Great buys, okay? But these books absolutely undergraded. I examined the book. Here you go, Brooke. This is yours, okay? My God, you saw my copy, right? I have a crappy copy. Well, mid-grade copy, but I'm telling you, this book is 8.5, 8.5 all day long. All day long, 8.5. And you got a steel book. Both of these books are easily 8 to 8.5. Easily. Very good to find? Say what? Brooke, pet yourself. Sharp eyes, good grading skills. That's how you get ahead in this hobby. You are my Padawan. Yes, I can't stress enough. That's how you get great deal. $10 for this. This book in an 8.5 will go for $50 or more, if not higher. Amazing steal. Yes, Brooke. I'm very happy for you, my friend. I'm always happy to see people using good grading skill to pick up steals. There are steals on eBay all day long. And then there are people overpaying for overgraded books. So frustrating. But fantastic for people like you and me, Brooke. Let's see. Jorge. Hello, Jorge. Um, the the movie I'm going to see tomorrow, and I can't wait. It's gonna be my wife and I treat for ourselves tomorrow is Arrival. We narrowed down to two, either The Accountant or Arrival. I believe I would like Arrival more. My wife thinks she would like The Accountant more. We can only see one. We probably will see both. Okay, this Monday and next Monday. The reason why we go see movie on Monday is my wife does not work on Monday, and for us to go see adult movie without Anthony, Monday is the best day. So Arrival maybe tomorrow, and the accountant next Monday. But I can't wait. Arrival look amazing. Okay, that's the kind of sci-fi that I cannot wait to see. Mutant Ali 3N, a new member to the chat room. Nick, do you recommend Silver Surfer Parabola? Or I am not familiar with that, my friend. I'm not familiar with that parabola or parable in Portuguese. I don't know anything about that, so I do not have and cannot give any kind of sound opinions on that. Midwest Comic Man say a lot of reputable shops that sell online purposely undergrade slightly to avoid the hassle. I understand that. Midwest Man. But this is way undergrading. When you have a book that is 80, 85 and you call this very good, the only thing that is very good about this is a very good deal. Isn't Silver Surfer Parable the Mobius Silver Surfer? Huh. I have that Silver Surfer. It's in the shelf somewhere. I love that. But Parable, I don't know. Jorge, you might know more than me. Let's see. A lot of shop, and on the opposite side of Midwest Comic Man comment, there are a lot of long time dealers, that are the kind of comic dealer with 35,000 reviews, and they do some of the most horrendous grading as far as overgrading. It floors me to see some of the very popular comic sellers on eBay on how much they sell and how bad their grading are. It is mind blowing. Like, who is buying this stuff? Who is overpaying for this stuff? That's why I have said this many times before. I detest the word "this is a good deal." Not that I detest the phrase "this is a good deal." I detest it when it does not take into context with what kind of grade it is, because I don't care what you pay for something unless it lines up with the grade that you think you're paying for it. It can't be a good deal. It could be a rip-off. So I can't harp on this enough, over and over and over, that learn to grade. People ask me all the time, how did you get all these beautiful Silver Age books for cheap 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Guess what? Grading skills. Even 10 or 20 years ago, it helped to have good eyes. I know there's a lot of collectors out there that's just like, oh, I'm just going to buy low grade stuff and not worrying about grading. Wrong. I can't say enough where I think that kind of thinking is wrong, because if you are a low grade collector and you only buy stuff on the cheap, So you just buy low grade stuff. Well, guess what? What's wrong with, why not consider buy high grade stuff on the cheap? That happened too. Let's look at Brooke. Let's look at this. $10, whatever he paid for, 10, 15. Guess what? Why would you pay $5 for a piece of garbage? Okay, you can buy this on eBay for $5 and have a raggedy, fair copy or good copy. Why not pay 10 for something that's very fine plus? There's a point to be cheap, and there's a point to be wasteful. To me, no, that's not how. But I must say, I'm not here to preach on people on how to collect. I just think that that's my way of thinking way back 10, 20 years ago. You know, I have always been the collector that want to buy the best and pay the least. It's a silly kind of mentality, but that was my approach for decades, and that's how I built my collection. You know, I don't just go out there and say, you know, I'm never going to own anything high grade. I'm just going to buy the cheap stuff because I'd rather have something low grade than no grade, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of people that like to talk about that, but no, I'd rather buy nice stuff on the cheap. That's my approach to collecting. It has been for a long time. And, you know, and for those that are curious and have asked me many, many times over the many years, how do you build this collection? That's how I do it, okay? Even for $20, bro, it's a steal. Trust me, it's a steal. Wait until you see the books. Heck, I would gladly pay twice the price for those books. And even paying twice the price, they are still a good deal. First Tiger Shark. What a great book. I did the Spotlight series of videos on the Submariner 1 through 10, I think. I'm trying to remember. Getting old. Yes, that's part of getting old. You just don't remember a lot of stuff. But the art inside is amazing if you are a big John Buscema fan. Okay, amazing. One of the more hidden gem for fan of Buscema. I can never say his name right. I have no idea how to pronounce Buscema. Buscema. Regardless, one of my big. I'm a huge fan of Big John. When do you do a video of your collection on a room tour? Milton Ali. Hopefully next year. You know. Hopefully, you know, I my room, there's nothing special. This, I have a very boring comic room, just as in my background here. I don't have any kind of fancy setup with, I don't frame any of my comic book. Okay, there's nothing, there's some original art frame here, but I don't display any of my books. I have a bunch of shelf with books in it. I have a closet with a bunch of long box in there, but that's it. I have one action figures. So yes, my room is extremely boring. There is nothing, you know, every time I see another YouTuber's room tour where they, you know, put railings on the wall so they can put books, look great. I don't have my room. This is about as much of the wall space I have that is free. I have, this is a very small room and with two big windows, so that kind of take away a lot of the spaces to display anything on the wall. At the same time, because of this is natural lighting here, with 3 of the 4 window closed. Okay, that's how bright this room is. The sun is just like right now, right? The sun is blasting this side of the house. This is why I don't keep all the windows open. I don't want the art to be faded. I don't want the books. I don't display a lot of the books because UV light, they will get faded. So that's why it's a boring room. But one of these days I will do a video, but I'm pretty sure it will be pretty boring. Ron Chang brought something new. Jorge, I did not see that. Jorge asked if I saw the Ghost in the Shell teaser. I did not. I saw that this morning. I got up, this morning, do a bunch of things, make my breakfast for the family. I saw that it came out, but I have not watched it. I was gonna sit down and watch it before I do this live chat to talk about it, but then I'm just like, it might be not much of anything. I'm guessing like a 30-second teaser. So I'm not a big fan of those tiny 30-second teaser that show almost nothing. But after this, as soon as this chat is over, I will watch it. And if it is worth talking about, then I will talk about it on Wednesday. Dead Clone, hello. Marvel is thinking about cancel Marvel's Agent of Shield. If they do, I will not miss it. I felt that I enjoy this season with Ghost Rider, but it's not awesome. Okay, it's. I understand a lot of people like the show. I like the show enough to watch it. I don't care about the show enough to talk about it on any live chat or to do a review weekly of the episode. No, it's not worth talking. Just like Arrow or Supergirl or just about any superhero show. When the Arrow first 2 seasons was wonderful and was worth discussing, mentioning, all of that. But last season of Arrow, woo, this season of Arrow, I heard a lot of people like it. I find it barely watchable, just like Gotham or Flash. I mean, I'm definitely cooling down on Flash. After last season was really good on Flash. This season, I'm burnt. I'm already burnt out on the multiverse. No wonder I can't stand DC as far as the multiverse and multiple Earth storyline. I had enough. I had enough already. After I can't imagine reading DC comics and see this multiverse universe stuff on a daily, monthly basis. Enough already. CBS This Morning co-host Nora O'Donnell could be a good fashion model. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming she's a good-looking person. I don't know. I don't watch CBS This Morning. Do you think Doctor Strange is a strong movie franchise? Um, Hard to say. Hard to say. Is it too early um, to say that Doctor Strange? Well, it's not too early to say that Doctor Strange have exceeded Marvel expectation. Okay, that I think we can all agree. Like the movie or not, dislike the movie or not, doesn't matter. It would hard to dispute that Doctor Strange is a success for Marvel. The question that you ask is how much of a success or how big of a success Doctor Strange can be. Too early to say. Okay, is Doctor Strange the next iconic character to be like Iron Man that go from B or C level to A? I don't know. I don't think so. But at the same time, I don't know. Okay, that's my honest answer. I still haven't heard about Bleed for this. I'm probably going to see it before Arrival. I have not heard of Bleed for this. I will look it up. Once this chat is over, I will go on YouTube and find a trailer for Bleed for this, because I have not heard a thing about it. I did not even know there is such a movie called Bleed for this. But I will look it up, to see. Mile High Pedigree, how is that established? Nick, have I read Neil Gaiman's Sandman? The last time I read Neil Gaiman's Sandman was 1990. No, 2000, no, 2000, 2000, 2000 and 2001 was the last time I read anything Sandman. Okay, as far as Neil Gaiman is concerned. So his later stuff, his newer stuff, the answer is no. Ron, as far as your question on Mile High Pedigree, just Google. Google is your friend. Google Mile High. If you go to Mile High Comics, okay, the Chuck, I can't pronounce his last name, Chuck Ronowski, whatever. Chuck, Mile High, Denver. Google that, go to their website. There's a whole story. He wrote a blog of the whole story on how he found the collection. Is a fascinating story that is worth reading. If you are a fan of comic books, a fan of a fan of historical stories about collectors, and go read his blog on how he discovered the collection and how that basically, is like the pedigree of pedigree as far as golden age comic books, and how that collection is so gorgeous, how that collection is pristine, white page, blah blah blah, without mylar, without acid-free backing boards, without a whole lot of stuff that people are going crazy thinking that my book need protection. Guess what? My high pedigree was white page, golden age for 40 plus years in a dark, cool closet in Denver. Mylar, not needed. Micro chamber paper, not needed. Okay, so enough with the nonsense on Mylar. Yes, Mylar is nice. Acid-free backing board is nice. Micro chamber paper is nice, but there's a whole lot of other things that will protect and maintain the book if you know how to store them. Okay, you can put a book in Mylar, micro chamber paper, acid-free backing board, toss that in the attic, toss that book in the attic for 30 years and see how yellow and brittle it will be. Okay, so this whole thing about protection and how to store book, people just can't seem to mention storage condition, temperature, humidity level is even more important. The mylar, the backing board, protect the physical. Okay, it protect your damn hand, the boxes from damaging the books. But when it comes down to how paper turn yellow and age, temperature, humidity level, that play a huge factor. Comic Crack Terrence, love the visual of Doctor Strange. I figured you would. The story was just good, nothing mind-blowing, but I don't think they screw it up. If you had to give a grade, Comic Crack, what would you say? Would you give it a 7, an 8, a 6? I'm guessing you between a 7 and an 8. Remember, I gave a 7.5. Let's see. Ron asks, how is returnability on new comic book sales work? DC is doing that. I don't know the current market, Ron. Once again, if you went to Chuck website and blog, My High, okay, there is a lot of stories, great stories written by Chuck on the birth of direct market, how newsstand was impact as far as back in the old days. Let's reverse time frame here. Back in the old days when book was sold mostly through newsstand, whatever is not sold can be returned. Okay. Once that business model fail and publisher discover direct sales, direct market, as far as selling directly to store, and the explosion of comic book store in the 80s, it give publishers a chance to survive because now they can basically make money because store bought them and have to hold on to them. Newsstand slowly eroded over the past many decades because less and less people buy books from 7-Eleven or Borders or Barnes and Nobles or whatever place they sell newsstand, grocery stores. So I don't know what they try to do as far as create a model that store can return things that are not sold. But I think if they are trying that, I think that will fail because I can't see how Marvel and DC or even Image will do if they decided that store can return the unsold stuff. I don't think that's can be sustained as far as returning to that kind of business model. But that's my 2 cents. Terrence, give it a 7. There you go. I'm curious to see how McFarlane's Spawn will turn out, Jorge said. Spawn was, my feeling about Spawn has always been it's a cool looking character. No doubt, I think Todd McFarlane created a wonderful looking character. My problem with Spawn has always been the lack of anything interesting, at least from what I can tell over the years, as far as villain. Okay, when you hear iconic Marvel characters, whether it's Iron Man to even Doctor Strange, a C-level character, most people can name Dormammu, as his arch rival, Doctor, even the C-level, B or C-level Marvel character have iconic, cool villains to pitch against over the many decades. When it comes down to Spawn, I can't say the same. Hate me if you want, for those that love Spawn, but seriously, beside the artwork, the story is, for me, was forgettable. Even the cartoon on HBO way back, I watched that and whoo, no thanks. The first Spawn movie, the visually it looked cool for the time, but as far as the villain, the story, not all that interesting. So would I go see Spawn the movie? Yeah. Do I really care? Not really. Terrence said that, Jorge said that he wished there was more Ditko hands or influences in the Doctor Strange movie. And Terrence feel that he said here that there was enough and he was pretty happy to see that. Could I have more? Could I have, would I want more of Ditko's hand in the visual? Absolutely. But I think between Terrence and I and other people, the last 5 minutes was a lot of digital goodness. Can you imagine eternity having that look, that visual look, is in the last 5 minutes of the movie? It will be super, super cool. Ron asked if I know about the profit margin. Um, I don't know, Ron, to be honest. If I had to guess, I would have to say that bookstore probably pay, this is just a guess, okay, based on what I used to know back in the old days. But if I had to guess, bookstore probably paying 30 to 40% retail. Okay, that's my guess. Is your store, would pay, say, if a book is say $5, your local comic book store probably pay at most $2 for the books, at most. Could be less, but I can't imagine they paying more than $2 a book. So even if they want to give people 10% or 20% discount, they can still double up on the margin, or basically, if a book is $5 cover price and they give people 20% discount and sell the book for $4, they still double their money. Okay, but that's assuming they sell everything, and they don't. So my hunch is that 40% would be roughly the right number, but I'm sure other people that run a store, an actual store, can probably have better facts than what I'm given. Brooks said that the things that annoy me about Doctor Strange is he didn't say by the holy hosts of Hagath. Yeah, it's a whole lot of things that he didn't do, like the hand, the fingers, and all that stuff. Wax on, wax off, wax on. Heck, even Spock have cooler fingers. Come on, man. Come on, Marvel. Come on. Even though this is hopefully, as I'm speaking, let me check something real quick. I did not um, buy anything special for my birthday. This, for those that tune in late, today is my birthday, the big 50. And surprisingly, I did not. Well, not surprisingly, I did not go out there and treat myself to anything special this year. Unlike 2 or 3 years ago, where I bought a high grade Silver Surfer one for my birthday. I don't even remember what I bought for my birthday last year. I might have to go back and watch the video to see what the heck it is I bought. But this year I looked and looked and looked and looked, and nothing really got my fancy. There's one thing that I thought looked pretty cool, and I want to buy it. I made an offer. To the seller this morning, and I'm just checking now to see if he has replied, if he accept my offer. And so far, no reply. So if he reply and accept my offer, then maybe I will do an unboxing of a late self gifting next Sunday. It could be a very cool item. Nothing big, like I said, nothing big. But for now, I can't say anything because I made the offer and the seller has not replied. So speaking of cool books, next week, kick off, well, this week, this week kick off 3 amazing auction. Okay, for those that are into buying mode, which I am not, but if you're in a buying mode, Heritage, Comic Connect, and Comic Link next week. 3 auction house with 3 massive auctions. So there will be a lot of auctions recap after next week. The auctions kick off this week. So next week is the auction finish and unwind. I will do the auction recap. So in a week or so, there will be a whole bunch of auction recap on this channel. Ron Chang asks, CGC forum, buy and sell. Should I trust them for deals? Absolutely. I bought and sold many things through there. Ron, I know you asked me many times about Amazing Fantasy 15. I think last week you asked if a 1.8, I think 1.8 for 10,000 or something like that was a good deal. And I said, not really. This week, there was 2. This past, if you go to eBay, okay, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing the cheat on eBay, Ron. This past week, there was two Amazing Fantasy 2.0 that went for under 10,000. Okay, under 10,000. So once again, if you want to buy Amazing Fantasy 15, keep your eyes out for the auction. There are plenty of deals out there. Plenty. You don't have to pay up. Okay, let me look real quick here for Ron as I'm on the phone. I'm on the live chat, I mean. Here we go. Oh, around 10,000. October 20th, so a couple weeks ago, a 2.0, a nice looking 2.0 went for 10,329. Okay. And then October 23rd, a 2.5 beautiful copy went for 9,200. And then November 10th, just a few days ago, a 2.0 went for 9,100. Okay, there you go, Ron. There you go. Do not overpay. A 1.8 for 10,000, garbage price. Holy crap! Do not pay that. That was last year. Oh, now you brought it up, Brooke. Yes, last birthday, I bought myself an FF1, Fantastic Four #1. Woo! See, Brooke, young mind, good memory. Me, old man, fading memory. Ken Kim, hello. You keeping an eye on Heritage? Absolutely. I always keep an eye on Heritage. I don't bid on much of anything, but but I have about, I think, 60 items on my watch list. The way I go with Heritage or Comic Connect is I put everything that I want to include in my auction recap videos later into a watch list. And usually those are the features items. If the in the cool features item, which is big books, big original arts, it go into my watch list so that I can do my auction recap later. So yeah. Absolutely. I love watching Heritage auction. Ron Chang, is it too risky to buy raw versus slab? Absolutely. It's always risky to buy raw versus slab. Always more risky. especially keys. When it comes down to keys, it's in Amazing Fantasy 15. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Whether it's Hulk 1, Fantastic Four 1, or or even Hulk 181. When it comes down to keys, it is safer to buy Slab if you are well-seasoned collector that trust your own grading skills and trust the dealers that you buy from. Then you can go with raw. I don't have a problem buying raw Fantastic Four #1 or X-Men 1 or whatever it is if the dealer that I like have a copy. Okay, if one of my favorite dealers show up with an X-Men 1 mid-grade raw and the asking price is reasonable, I will buy it. Okay. All I need to see is two pictures, the front cover and the back covers. I don't need to see 15 different angles of all the different edges. So it's all comes. Listen, the reason why the slab market exploded is, at the end of the day, a lot of people are more comfortable paying a premium to own slabs. No question about it. A lot of people don't want to deal with grading. A lot of people don't want to deal with not be able to detect restorations, or there's a whole lot of reason why the hobby is so popular with slabs. So it's come down to your own comfort level, and being a fairly new collector that you are around, I would suspect that it's best that you don't buy raw books. Okay, that's just my advice. Hello, Anthony Reaper Tate. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Hello, Ben Sullivan. Thank you, Ben. Let's think. I'll just look at the clock. It's 11:35, so the chat is past the halfway mark so far. Let's see. Do you see a lot of underground comic show at any of those auction sites, Nick? Not really. Comic Crack. Hold on a second. I have something that I think you will enjoy. Oh man, what I do with that? Since you are a big fan of underground, Terrence, Heritage auction starting this week has an amazing, the biggest auction of original arts of underground. Okay, so if you want to look at the eye candy of underground art, this is it. This is it, my friend. Mind blowing. Okay, mind blowing. Just look at this. So, not underground comics, underground original arts from Crumbs. Is this just Crumbs? No, it's more than just Crumbs. It's more than just Crumbs. Okay, it's a lot of Crumbs for sure. Because he's a big kahuna. But it's just so many. It's a shame about this one. Not Crumb. Okay. Lots of Crumbs, but also a lot of stuff that just amazing stuff. I mean, if Blake was here, Blake, I think he doesn't watch my live chat often, but I think he will get a good kick on seeing a lot of these things. It's just amazing. I mean, a great catalog, a great catalog. Look at this Frank Zappa stuff. Thank you, great legend. Thank you for joining the chat. Is there such a thing as a Nick Cage pedigree? I don't think so. There's such a thing as books from the Nick Cage collection, but it's not a Nick Cage pedigree. Okay, there's a lot of confusion on what is a pedigree and what is not. I shot a video on my Slab talk topic. Yes, Terrence. But I shot a video on my Slab talk talking about pedigree. So one of these days I will load it so that it would explain. Yes, Terrence. HA. Okay, heritage is ha.com. Go to ha.com. Okay, that's all you need to know. ha.com. It's like I said, it's unbelievable. How about Jay Lynch? Look at this bogeyman. Insane. I can tell you this. I don't consider owning, well, I don't have a lot. I have, I think, 2 underground comics, but I am sure to bid on something here next week. Okay. My guess is that because the sheer volume of arts here, that the price is going to be reasonable. See, when you put out a few pieces, a whole bunch of people will be fighting over them. But when you put out hundreds of pieces, most likely something will go for a reasonable price. So and Terrence being a big fan of, Terrence being a big fan of underground comic books, if you log onto heritage.com and they won't send you this, and for whatever reason, let me know. It's a gift. I can send this to you. Okay, it's a great catalog, beautiful, with beautiful glossy, hundreds of pictures in here. So for you, my friend, if you don't have this and cannot get it, if Heritage is not going to send you a copy, and you can request it, maybe they'll be nice and send you a copy. But if they don't, let me know, and I will send me a PM of your address, and I will drop this in the mail for you, because it's an awesome catalog. And you can go online. You can go online and see every single picture in great high definition scan. So it's not like I'm providing anything that is new and untouchable. Any one of you guys can go to heritage.com and take a look at a scan of every single piece of original arts here. Okay, so do so. And you can print them. You can print them out. Okay, so it's not as if like you can't afford the art, print them out, frame them. Okay, that's my advice. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to enjoy it without having to spend the money. Thank you, Splash Page Comic. Yes, I'm telling you, Terrence, you will. This stuff is just insane. I mean, like I said, I have, look at this. So much goodness. Yes, T. Go ahead. email them, call them to see if they will send you a catalog. It's awesome. One of my best free gifts that I receive from Heritage every 3 months is a beautiful catalog for the auction. Okay. Like I said, I have not won anything in 2 years, over a year, at least over a year. And they still send me this highly produced, expensive, glossy catalog. And I'm not even getting paid to gush over them. Ron Chang said, credit card company will not tell on you if there is a request. Yeah. Personally, I don't see why they would. I mean, like I said, credit card company is not PayPal. PayPal, on the other hand, different story. You do a $10,000 transaction on PayPal, expect somebody to tell on you. It's just like, think about this. You can go to a bank and wire $10,000. $10,000 is a red flag. It's a flag for the IRS. It's a flag for internal flag for the banks as well. It's just a big amount. Okay, so as far as Visa or MasterCard, why would they care? Why would they care if you spend $10,000 on an item? You got to understand the differences between a merchant and a credit card company. Credit card company shouldn't care if you spend 10 or 50,000 on anything. Why should they care? So yes, and for the non-underground fan, don't forget Heritage auction closing next week has some amazing original arts of comics as well. Just look at this Barry Windsor Smith piece of original art. Like I said, they sent me 3 catalogs. They sent the underground, the comics, and then a catalog for the comic book. So can you imagine that? It's not cheap, okay? It's not cheap to produce 3 glossy, fancy catalogs. So I understand how some people complain that Heritage is so expensive, but they do everything they can to market the stuff that you are trying to auction off. Just take a look at this Jack Kirby Thor cover. My God, it's insane. One of Thor greatest cover, in my opinion. That cover is so awesome because the color red, popping. Splash Page Comics got one of his grail. I guess I can call it a grail. Hulk 181 8.0. Congratulations, my friend. It's always good. Oh my God. This book, this is gonna go for crazy money. There you go. Barry Windsor Smith Conan 9 cover. Look at that. Insanity. Let me tell you the piece I really want to see. I mean, I have spent a lot of nights flipping through this magazine because it is so good. I'm a huge Frank Frazetta fan, and most likely I can never afford anything that he drew or painted, but take a look at that Frank Frazetta. Oh my Lord. sometimes Stanley will grant interviews. He does. Stan's grant a lot of interview. Now, Ditko Arts. Ditko Arts is very expensive and rare because, unlike Jack Kirby, who drew thousands of pages, Ditko, not so many. And in this auction, oh mine, talking about an insane page. Oh my goodness. From Spider-Man 27, the splash page, that is gonna go for insane money, okay? Insane money. And this one for you, Reaper, Anthony, big fan of EC. Woo! Johnny Craig, Vault of Horror 31 cover. Wowza. That's a beauty and a half. My God. Like I said, I can get lost in this. And if you're a big John Buscema fan, how about this Avengers cover, huh? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like I said, I can't recommend enough that if you can get on Heritage mailing list, it's eye candy. Okay, I can't like I said, how I got on the mailing list, as I have explained it to a few people, was there was years in the past that I bid a lot and won a lot from Heritage, but in the past year and a half or longer, I have not won anything, and it has not stopped them from sending me the catalogs, and I appreciate them. I have a whole stack. I have a big stack of catalogs from Heritage because, for 9 years, is it 9 years now? It's 8 years. For eight to 9 years, I have, received every 3 months a couple catalog like this. So imagine in 8 years or 9 years, it would be a huge stack, and it's fun. I flip through them. Man, I see people selling them. I mean, I see people actually paying other people like $5 or $10 for these catalogs. I'm like, I would gladly give the older stuff for free to people if it wasn't so heavy. These are heavy. These are not. These are the kind of thing that costs a lot to ship because they are heavy. They're not light. Okay, it's not something you can put in like a $3 envelope and mail them. It will cost you $5, $10 to mail a box of these things. So one of these days, I might, if people are interested in these, okay, it's like a fun items to look through. I might include them in some prize package giveaway in the future. Okay, if people are interested in them, I'm not going to sell them, but I might include many of them, if not all of them, in futures giveaway. I would maybe in the next few years, every year when I have a milestone of some sort, I might include a couple of these copies into some kind of prize contest. I do plan to run a couple contests. I'm thinking and planning, but I think between now and Christmas, I will surely announce some kind of contest and game that I want to do. I wanted to do for the past 3 or 4 months, but I've been lazy and I want to enjoy life. But maybe do a kind of like a Jeopardy style kind of contest, trivia kind of contest, and then the winner will get some prizes. I already picked out a few things on the prize. One of the things that I plan to give away whenever I plan to have another contest is this 9.4 Swamp Thing issue 4. It has a crack. Okay, this slab is cracked right here. My own fault. Is it my own fault? No. I bought it long ago, and the book was cracked from poor shipping, and you can see the crack was here on the back. And the seller did give me, I think, like a $15 discount, but this is a long time ago. This is long before I bought my raw copy for my collection. But I will include this in as part of the prizes in future contests. I'm rounding up some prizes, and for sure, if people are interested in these old catalogs, I might include them as prizes. So let me know. Let me know if you want that kind of stuff. You know, I'm always not have an easy time to pick things for people for contest prizes. Vincent say, I am on the heritage list, but if you don't buy a certain amount, they will just send you a 2-page cardboard mailer. I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm not surprised. I'm bummed out for people that cannot get the catalog because they are expensive. These catalogs can easily cost heritage $20, $30 to make them and ship them, and they ship them Federal Express to me. Okay, so it's not like they ship media mail. So I guess I lucked out buying a lot a few years ago, but like I said, I have not bought a damn thing in probably a year and a half, if not 2 years. I just looked at the time. It's 11:55. So the chat is about to wrap up. It's been a great chat. Much appreciate everyone that popped in. Brooke said you must have been on their high rollers list back in the days. Yes, Brooke. Yes, I was. Back in the days, I was a high roller. They were calling me. They were calling me on the with personal phone calls. They were pitching things to me before the auction started to let me know what they just got. It was a different time. Okay, it was a different time as a collector for me when I was buying big, selling big, trading big. Those days are long behind me. Thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. Okay, thank you everyone. And one of the things I need to figure out on how to do, I just want to mention this, is for those that see the Great Legend, the Great Legend has like a weekly shows where he and other people sell items to other YouTubers, comic books, slabs, stuff like that. I have watched some of those shows. I want to participate in that shows. I just had to figure out when's the right time for me because they tend to be on a Saturday night, right? Great Legend, and usually Saturday night is the big family night for me, and it's not a night that I can sit in front of the computer at 9 p.m. Not to say that I can never do that, but I am thinking about potentially participating in future shows, future Great Legend live auction shows, to sell some of my stuff. So for those that ask if I sell stuff, where do I sell stuff? Potentially, I can be selling some slabs, some high grade stuff that I want to get rid of on the Great Legend show before I consign them to Comic Link or Heritage or any other place or the CGC forum. I sell a lot of stuff through the CGC forum because I have a lot of buyers there that I trust. There are buyers there that trust my grading skills, that buy a lot from me, and I don't have to deal with the hassle. There's a lot of benefit to buy and sell on a CGC forum. I can't stress high enough that if you are not a member of the CGC forum, it's a great place to buy stuff cheaper than eBay. Okay, not everything, but if you are a member, follow the CGC forum over time, you will see that there are a lot of good deals on the CGC forum if you are fast, because the good deals will go just like that. Exile State Comics, hello. Anyhow, time for me to go and have lunch with the family. Tonight will be, they don't like buying stuff from the UK though. I agree, Brooke. UK sellers and buyers do get the short end of the stick from the CGC forum for the most part, because it's just the CGC forum have its own quirkiness, but I understand, you know, but there are plenty of people that will sell you stuff that can ship to the UK or Canada. Buy splash page. Tonight will be my birthday dinner with the family. So for those that follow my social media, you can see a picture of my fancy dinner tonight. You know, not that I take a lot of pictures to share on social media as far as comic books or stuff, but that will happen. Vincent, let me send you a link to the marketplace on the CGC forum. Like for me, I have been a member since 2009, so you know I don't find it to be difficult to navigate. But I will send you a link later, okay? But anyhow, that is it. Ciao, folks. Have a good lunch. For those in the UK, have a good dinner. Anyhow, see you on Wednesday chat. Bye-bye.